Hello, I'm Jessica Amir from the Finance News Network. Joining me now over the phone from Graphite Explorer, First Graphite, is Director Peter Yude. Peter, welcome to the Finance News Network.
Thank you, Jessica.
So Peter, for those not familiar with First Graphite, can you give us an introduction to the company?
Sure. First Graphite's an advanced materials company, and we're developing high-quality graphene manufacturing capabilities and intellectual property associated with the future applications of the graphene products. We're a tight team with 4 board members, and Craig McGuckin and myself are the executive directors. And our non-executive directors are all working directors, with Warwick Grigger providing strategic and financial guidance, and Chris Panasic supporting the science and geology side of the business. Having said that, our science team will be expanding shortly, and we'll have an announcement about a new science person in the coming weeks.
Now, Peter, to your graphene production facility at Henderson in WA, Western Australia, where are you in that approval process?
Well, we were pleased to be able to announce on July the 12th that we've been granted our works approval by the Department of Environment Regulation, enabling the construction of our commercial graphene production facility to commence. This approval process was resulted from a rigorous application and review process by the DER, and is a testament to the safety issues being suitably addressed by the company.
And Peter, how will the production facility be funded, and what's the construction timeline?
The company has sufficient cash to be able to fund the construction of this development. FGR is in the enviable position of having graphene production process which is low cost, both in terms of capital establishment and in operating cost. The construction tenders have been approved, and it's expected that the construction will be completed by the end of calendar 2017.
Peter, now to graphene sales and products. Can you tell us about applications and the market for graphene?
Well, the graphene market is growing. Fullerex, which is a UK-based graphene research entity, estimates that the market at the moment is about $60 million in 2016, and is to have about a 60% compound annual growth rate. So FGR is at the cusp of an exciting and developing product. The potential applications are numerous, and at FGR we're particularly interested in the development of graphene-based fire retardants. Last week we issued an announcement of this particular matter, and this can be viewed at the company's website at www.firstgraphite.com.au. In particular, I'd ask your listeners to click on the link to view the video on the company's YouTube channel. This clearly demonstrates the benefits which can be derived from the retardant. Other applications the company is looking at include conductive coatings and the use of conductive polymers. At Swinburne University of Technology, we're working on the development of a graphene oxide-based supercapacitor. This would have a much greater power density than normal batteries and a longer cycle life.
So now you've just returned from Sri Lanka, where another graphite project of your company's is located. Can you give us an update on that?
Sure. FGR is the first company to obtain a new graphite mining licence in nearly 30 years, which is no mean feat. At Alukatir, we've sunk 2 new shafts and have commenced ore extraction. This also makes us the first new graphite producer in country in nearly 30 years, and again, that's no mean feat.
Last question now, Peter. What's your priority for the next 6 months, and what's the long-term ambition for the company?
All right, well, the priorities that we've got through to the end of calendar 2017 include the construction, obviously, of our commercial graphene facility, the advancement of the fire retardant technology with potential users such as building materials companies, also advancing research on the Vortex fluidic device with Flinders University. This has the potential to be used as a graphene-powdered delivery device, and also to produce graphene oxide using water as a solvent, and having a working prototype of the best battery from Swinburne. The long-term ambition for the company is to be the preferred supplier of premier graphene with resultant sales revenues, and also deriving revenues from the licensing of our intellectual property rights.
Well, that sounds really exciting. Peter Yude, thanks so much for the update.
All right, thank you very much, Jessica. A pleasure.